Good morning. It's Training Tuesday time. I am Suzanne Castle, creator and founder of the Sparkle Factor. Every Tuesday, I show up right here live. However, you're receiving this through Instagram, through Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, all the ways and all the places. I'm glad that you're here. We're going to spend about 5 minutes today talking about stress. Here's why. So I'm in the middle of a big project. I've got some people that aren't happy with me, don't we all? I've got interesting projects on the horizon. I've got a workshop coming up, and all those things just play. And stress shows up. We're all dealing with it in some way, shape, or form. And when our amygdala, which is the part of the brain that is really your emotion processing sphere of your brain, it's also your fear center. By the way, when it becomes hyper engaged, which it does during stress, we lose access to the finesse of right here, this prefrontal cortex part of our brain. And that really is the logic center. So instead, we get into reactionary thinking. And that means when you're overstressed, you are over calendared, you're feeling burned out, you've got a headache, maybe you're nauseous, you're not sleeping, maybe you're overeating or undereating, or maybe you're in that vortex of, I don't know what to do next. You're filled with fear, you have fight, flight, freeze mode, all the things. It means that your brain is incapable of accessing rational and creative thinking. Here at the Sparkle Factor, we're all about busting that up, getting you back to the possibility realm of your life and of your business. And so part of that is that understanding that when you're in that space, it's really chaotic space for you. Because when you're under constant stress from your daily routine, parenting, let's say, but always showing up online, the bombardment of media messaging, news, deadlines, other people, worry, shame, physically being in that vortex space means that sometimes you have a quicker heart rate, which means less oxygen is going where it needs to. You have shallow breathing. You might have muscle tension, right? Like we do this. So what are we to do? We're not thinking straight and we're stressed, right? Well, some of the techniques that I teach my clients is all about re-engaging here with mindfulness, right? To de-stress ourselves so that we can be more centered and be about creative conversation making and possibility thinking. So today I thought it would be good for me to share with you one of the practices that I teach my clients. And I really call it meet each day with the best of who you are. So what this is, it has a little pre-work that goes in front of it. So if you're catching this right now, by the way, let me know that you're here. Give me some love in the comments. Glad that you're here no matter which way that you're accessing this information. Hi, Lori. Glad that you're here. Oh yeah, chaotic space, and you are definitely in it. I know that. We've had some conversations about that. So I'm glad you're here. Maybe this will help. So what are we going to do when we're thinking about the best of ourselves, how to access that, how to meet the day in the middle of all this madness and this mess that we're on, right? The first thing to do is to start and think, okay, ideally, what could my day look like? You got to set that aside. You got to just center yourself to say, what would my ideal day be? And know that. And you have to do that when you're not stressed. So this is kind of homework to have at the ready, right? So you want to explore the factors of what that is, what are the components of that ideal day. And then you want to have that in your brain when you're in this stressed out moment and engage in this mindful exercise. I'm going to take you through it. It is literally about 2 minutes. So in 2 minutes, this can help. Okay. So this is what you do. So the first thing you want to do is you want to tune into the sensation of your feet on the floor. So if your legs are crossed, for example, you want to uncross them. You want to be sure. I recommend that you take your shoes off so that your feet can actually feel. If you're outside, grass is great, but you want your feet to feel the floor. And you want to do that. In fact, use your smartphone for a good, and you want to set a 30-second timer. And so what I ask my clients to do is tune into the sensation of their feet on the floor for 30 seconds. Okay. So you would do that. Then next, and you're going to want to come back to this, by the way, and walk through this as you need it, right? So the next thing that you want to do, so when 30 seconds is up, then you want to ask yourself, now you need to just notice your breath. And you just want to breathe normally. This isn't big, deep breathing. This isn't flagpole breathing. It's none of that. It's just, again, set a timer and just like your feet are on the floor. You've already told your body to pay attention to your feet. Now you're like, all right, body, now I want you to just pay attention to breathing. And you just breathe for 30 seconds and just pay attention. 30 seconds. So a minute's gone by, right? Then, after you've felt the floor, you've noticed your breathing, then there are three important questions that you want to ask yourself in that space. And you will notice once you've done this already, your breathing slows down. Usually your shoulders are down. So it's good for that. First question is, hey, self, what matters most today? So this is just about you. What matters most to you today? You need to know what that is. You need to tune into that. What matters most? Everything can't matter the most, by the way. So what matters most today? Get in tune with that answer. Then the second question you want to ask yourself is, okay, so what would I like to let go of today? Remember, you're doing this when you're stressed, right? So what would you like to let go of today? Another way to ask this question is, what isn't serving me right now? So you want to know, what could I let go of today? Is it someone's expectations? Is it sending a nasty gram? Is it rereading something that didn't make you feel good? Is it a meeting that you really don't want to take that you just aren't in the brain space for? What is it? What is not serving you today? Then the third question that you want to ask yourself is, who do you choose to be today? So, hey, self, who do I choose to be today? In other words, how are you expressing your values? If your value is to be creative, if your value is to be kind, if your value is to be compassionate, if your value is to be a stellar communicator, if your value is to be generous, how do you choose today? From a value centric way of being, how do you choose to be? So once you've done that, so again, we've done a minute between floor and breath. Answering those three questions should take about 30 seconds. And then we want to go to the last 30 seconds. Like I said, this should take you 2 minutes. You want to wrap up by again returning your awareness to your breath. So for 30 seconds, you breathe and invite themselves into this intention of who you choose to be. So what matters most? What are you going to let go of? And today I'm choosing to be. So it could be today. As I breathe, I am choosing to be patient. And you just say, today I'm choosing to be patient. And you do that for 30 seconds. Again, use a timer so that you can do this in the most appropriate way and not be staring at something. So I find sometimes my clients like to close their eyes. All right. That's what I have for you today on this Training Tuesday. See, look, 7 minutes, you're in and out. I hope you'll come back to this video from time to time. Engage with it as you can, as you need. The world needs you centered. The world doesn't need you stressed. All right. I'm Suzanne Castle. I'll see you next week. Have a great day.